Hey everyone, I actually wanted to do a video to say a final goodbye to the end of the year. It's been an incredibly long but also an incredibly fast year. So I just wanted to say like my thoughts on the year, and just talk about my highs and lows and the goals that I have for next year, because I want to use this as a benchmark for hopefully when I do next year's video, which would be exactly like this, where I say what I say now and then see how much progress I make by the end of next year. Which I'm actually really looking forward to, because I've always set myself goals, but not in the traditional sense. I've always set myself very unrealistic goals, if I'm being completely honest, and most of the time they've all fallen through. But in a weird, humorous way to me, I started the year unemployed and I'm ending the year unemployed, which is funny. I have had work like for like basically 4.5 months out of like the 12 months this year, which is crazy. I've not even worked half a year. I've been a brokey. Um, but no, if I was to be fully transparent and just talk to you as a friend or to myself, for anyone who's unaware or new, whatever, or just a recap, long story short, towards the back end of 2023, shit got real tough for me. I got hella depressed and was borderline suicidal, so I was like, I need a break. So I took like a leave of absence from work, realized I couldn't continue working in that field, and ultimately made the decision to leave. And then all throughout the start of this year, I was looking for jobs, applying for jobs. At first, it was like close and niche, well, not niche, yeah, kind of niche, like close and niche, and stuff around the area, and just like asking like people that I knew first. Had a couple of interviews, but unfortunately they didn't go anywhere. Kind of on my part for not doing enough research, but also just not really being very experienced in job interviews. Fortunately enough, for the first two jobs I actually worked at, I was referred by family. I still did an interview, but fortunately I was able to get the position. But they were like quite quick interviews. So one thing I have learned this year is interview experience. I've been rejected numerous times via email, in person, but I've also learned a lot through actually meeting the interviewers, employees, customers, and rejection hurts, but at the end of the day, hey, if you're an interviewer watching this, I know what to say now. I'm PR trained. Um, but yeah, I had a couple of bad starts to the year. Pretty much March, I was just helping my family. So I was busy through March. But then it was kind of like back on that whole applying for jobs, blah, blah, blah. Bearing in mind, during this time, I was generally committed to streaming. I was streaming almost every day. I would do like really good runs where I would stream like back to back to back, and then have like 3-4 days off, and then back to back to back, 3-4 days off. While I was streaming, I was taking those streams and I was editing them down into videos. Now, the reason why I ultimately failed is, one, because I just didn't/don't have the energy to do long streams. I'm not that type of person who can keep going and going and going. You can get like 1 good hour out of me and then I'm kaput. Um, and I had all my settings wrong for like the encoder, the bitrate, and then the compression from taking a stream to a video and then uploading that video, it just got compressed even more. So the videos just turn out crap. No amount of editing or bits could just save the video from just looking like crap and having poor pacing, since it was being from a stream. So ultimately, I was torn through obviously job searching, interviews, and then streaming, editing, and whatnot, to where like I wasn't putting 100% into anything and I just kind of doing 50% of everything and not 100% of one thing. So ultimately, I ended up working with another family member for a little bit, and then we had a falling out. Don't work with family. And then fast forward to when would it have been? Probably start of August. Start of August, I got some employment. And honestly, I can say without a shadow of the doubt, it was one of the most fun times I've had in recent memory. Everyone, aside from one person, two people, one of them can't help it, but I'm gonna just say, everyone there, out of I think it was like 10 of us, out of everyone there, only one person ruined it. Classic, like, guy working there for 10 years being like, whoa. But everyone there was such a laugh. I got on with everyone there, and I generally made some good friends, and it was just so nice. If I get into some personal stuff, if we're like going through the start of the year to the end of the year, I'll briefly summarize. January, I just streamed Overwatch. February, I applied for a job, got rejected, and then took a break to kind of like decompose and just game. March and start of April, I was just helping family. Got rejected from another job. May, got rejected. Back end of May, started working for family for a little bit until July, and then time off again. By that point, I kind of just stopped streaming by July, and then start of August, I got my employment all the way up until mid-October. But during that time, I actually reached out to someone that I held very special to me. I guess one of my exes. And I actually got back into contact with her, and we started talking, and it just felt so natural that, like, only after a short period of time we got back into a relationship after 5 years. In my eyes, I thought, like, you know, it's been 5 years, people do change, and I do believe I have changed in those 5 years. And it was honestly the happiest I've ever been in my entire life, and I don't even like sugarcoat that. I've had so many like high moments in my life with like friends and family and just being by myself, but honestly, from September to October, probably will go down in my head as like S tier memories, I guess, which I will forever cherish. But unfortunately, at the tail end of October and all through November, it unfortunately went downhill. Downhill. The relationship didn't last, and it ultimately threw me back at square one, where I kind of got thrown into a deep depression, borderline suicidal again, which kind of sucked because I was like, damn, this is actually just like the circle of life, because that's what happened this time last year, and then it was happening all over again. I was like, damn, you can't make this shit up. Obviously, the reasons last year was because of myself and my thoughts about myself, and then the reasons this year was because of my partner, and I was like, damn, I just didn't see it coming, let's just say. So, but it happens. But honestly, it's something out of a book, man, because one of my best friends, he got broken up with a day before I got broken up with. And, like, the timing couldn't have been more scripted. Because, I had just left my job. I was generally, like, so focused on committing to YouTube. I felt like I didn't have enough time in the day to be with everyone, to be with friends, family, my relationship, to be by myself. In my eyes, I was just going to work, coming home, and having no energy. And I really wanted to change that. I really thought that my contract's up, my temporary contract's up. I will commit to YouTube. I will try and make a tiny bit of money from YouTube, get a part-time job after Christmas, and then dedicate all my time to committing on YouTube as a full-time job, and then edit, do all my stuff all myself, learn as much as I can, and then spend time with my partner. And for the first 2 weeks, I genuinely was just so locked in. And it's amazing because I know I can do it. Like, I have the memories of me locking in now, so I know I can do it. I was waking up, I was editing, then I was recording like 3-4 videos a day, and then editing like a video, sometimes even 2 videos that same day. And I was so locked in. This is when I was doing Silk Song, and it was stressful, but I knew I could do it, and I did do it, and it was great. And then after the relationship ended, it just completely went downhill. Because the reason I was just so locked in with YouTube and everything, and I've always been someone to care about other people more than myself. So when everything kind of fell through last month, I didn't have any crutches. I wasn't physically healthy. I wasn't emotionally healthy. I was just mentally locked in. And then when that final like triangle piece, well, not triangle piece, well, I guess whatever, 3 sides to a triangle, I don't fucking know. But when that final piece got took away, I was cooked. I was cooked. Like November, I was cooked. November was not my month. Oh hell no, I was cooked. I'll be real. We got pretty close, boys. We got pretty close. But this is where the happy point happens. You know, you'd be surprised how many times you can hit rock bottom and rock bottom. You know, last year I thought it was GG's. This year I thought it was GG's. But my friends pulled me out the gutter, and I am genuinely eternally grateful for them. The shit that one of my friends had to put up with for like 2 weeks, bro. If I ever win the lottery, he's getting a Richard Mille. I'm just, you know who you are. But no, I was done. I was not eating. I wasn't sleeping. I couldn't even go on the PC. I was literally on the sofa. I was like shivering through like unusual weight loss. And I'll be real, I was crying. Shit was not good. It was a tough couple weeks. And then I'll skip over some in detail stuff. But let's just say after realizing that the relationship was fully over, I was like, damn. And then I thought, since I have time off now and since I'm not working, I just need to actually focus on myself. All my friends told me to focus on myself, stop prioritizing other people, including them, and just actually work on yourself. And I'll be honest, I never have known how to. I've always put other people first, and I've always wanted to see people succeed, and I've never really cared about myself, like emotionally, mentally, physically. I've been in shape before, and it's felt great, but it's so easy just to get out of shape. And I've never had like a fat build or a super skinny build. I've always been like just slightly average weight. So I've never like really concerned myself with working out, but I know my diet is absolutely terrible, or was. So yeah, like at the tail end of November, I decided to lock back in physically this time. I put aside YouTube, I put aside editing, I put aside everything that I've been working on for the last 3 years, through the PlayStation, through my first PC, and through both my channels and everything. I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to build myself up from the ground up. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, it is the best decision I've ever made. I started walking around the neighborhood every single day, which slowly turned into mildly jogging and dying of being out of breath. Slowly starting to change my diet, eating better, eating at appropriate times, not overeating but also not undereating, or just getting my appetite back. And then I decided, like, with the money that I have, to actually treat myself to some nice things, since I haven't really spent anything on myself really this year, like meaningful wise. So obviously I got my watch to track all my fitness. And then I immediately started like noticing stuff. I was able to jog for longer, jog faster, jog longer distances, and it just felt great. And then I got some old gym equipment I had, also bought some new gym equipment. I transformed my shed, which is just filled with rubbish and stuff, and still is, but I was able to like move everything around and organize everything mostly to where I was able to fit all my gym equipment, which used to be like down the side here, is now all in there. You know, I've been going on a half an hour run every single day, coming back, having like a 5 minute break, and then exercising in the gym, or my shed, but I just call it a gym, which only started off like 20 to 30 minutes after the workout because I was too tired. At first, I wasn't even working out. After the runs, I was coming out. I was just so exhausted from the runs. And then I was like working out 20, 30 minutes. And then I was able to go for longer. I was able to hit 40 minutes, 50 minutes an hour. And like now I'm able to do like an hour and 20 in the gym. My end goal is to be able to consistently do a half an hour run into a 1 hour and 30 minute gym session, because I don't just target one like group, I target like multiple groups. So if I do like arms, I'll also do like a tiny bit of like chest and back, and then same when I do like abs. When I do abs, I also do another set of cardio, and then I also target like a bit of my lower back as well. And then same with legs. When I do legs, I do everything a bit of lower back, bit of higher back. And then if I'm able to, I end the week with a bit of cardio, just so like I've squeezed every ounce of energy out of me. So I can, in my brain, I know I've earned that rest day, like on a Saturday or a Sunday. Um, but I've worked out this weekend. I worked out Saturday and I worked out today, and I'm really happy about today's progress. Actually, it felt really nice working out on a Sunday, because I didn't work out on a Friday, and it didn't feel right to not work out, even if like I just go on a run. Like I just need to get movement. Um, and yeah, it's just generally been the best decision that I've made for myself probably ever. Um, I got like a DJI camera, microphone, and everything. And I started to like record my runs, and I started to record my sessions in the gym where I'd like talk and just kind of talk about everything and record my run and do a classic like holding the camera up as I'm jogging. I'm like, chat, I'm sweating right now. Shit, there's a swan trying to eat my asshole. Oh hell no. And like I've got it all on like this USB stick. Like I've got like an adapter and everything. I've got all the things in there. And then when I went to edit it, and I was just like it would be nice to edit it, but I just didn't really have the motivation to edit it. I felt like this journey that I'm on currently is just something that I need to just get into a rhythm first. I tried doing everything at the start where I was like, okay, well, if I'm doing this, I need to record it. I still have slash had that like urge to just record everything or record something that I'm doing, whether it being like streaming, playing like a game with my friend. Like for 3 years I've just been content brain where I'm like, stream, record, edit, you must do this. So I kind of decided for myself that I'm just actually going to take the rest of the year for myself. You know, I'm going to train by myself or train with a friend, exercise by myself or with a friend. I'm just going to stay off the whole recording and editing. I've made one video that I'm generally happy about. It's all ready to go up. I just need a thumbnail. But I just haven't got around to making the thumbnail. Same with this video. I've been meaning to record this video for a little bit now since it's towards the end of the year, but I'm just like, what do I say? Or how do I convey what I'm feeling? Or what do I even talk about? And I just realized you just talk about how my year's been, and then talk about what I want to do, and talk about, you know, or compare this video to next year's video, and generally make something that I'm looking forward to. And I generally want to use this video as a benchmark from 2025 to 2026 and see the progress. If you don't get a video from me next year, I'm probably dead, but like I'm looking forward to making an update video. You know, like how like Mr. Beast did the high me in 5 years, high me in 10 years. I'm going to do like the high me in 1 year shit, but without the scheduled stuff. I'm just going to upload this and then make a new video next year and be like, yo, shit, you still bald, bro. What the hell? What the hell? But yeah, I'm I'm permanently, and I will openly say this, I'll openly admit this. I'm permanently heartbroken through like the breakup, and I generally hurt every day, and most nights I struggle to sleep, and most nights I have nightmares. Um, there's plenty of times during the day where like I'll be fine, and then out of the blue I'll just get like a sudden pain in my heart, and then I'll be sad. But then I realize like it's all part of the process. And I've always battled with like religion in the sense that I never really have like committed to religion, but I've never really like shied away from it. But as a way of like coping, I generally have leaned more into religion as well recently. Like I don't pray as much as I probably should, but I genuinely to myself have to believe that there's a reason that I'm not in a relationship, and it was for the greater good of me and her, and I just can't be mad at that decision. I just have to believe it was meant to not be, essentially. And in a way, in the breakup, it caused me to completely overhaul myself with my exercise and my eating. I even started like reading before bed. My mum has like a small book collection of books that are completely boring, and I'm not interested in reading them at all. But when I go to bed, instead of doom scrolling, like I read like 8 pages, and I'm like, this shit is so boring that my brain is like, I think we should go to sleep because of how boring the book is. And it actually like it works like a charm. Sometimes I'll like read like 10, 15 pages, and then every now and then something good will happen, and I'm like, huh. And then next thing I know, I'm like, and like honestly, if you're struggling to sleep, read a boring book. Or just read a book. Most people my age thinks like I don't know. Most people my age probably couldn't even read a book. I can't even read a book. I read 8 pages and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. But the thing is, you don't feel tired when you're reading it. You just feel bored. And then like when you lay down, you're like, you just go. And generally, some of the best sleep I've had in the last couple of months is when I read. I haven't like read consistently as I have been because I've been a little preoccupied. But I'm probably gonna get some reading in tonight. I'm not reading any like long books, like just 200 pages. I'm on like the book I'm reading right now, The Lake House, is I'm on like page 70 out of 210. So I'm getting there very slowly. I picked up this book a month ago. I'm only on page 70. But hey, it actually just sleep medicine. Just eat pages. Eat pages before bed. It helps you sleep. But no, yeah, I generally believe that like the breakup didn't need to happen. I didn't want it to happen, but I'm I'm running every day. I'm exercising 5 days a week, sometimes six. I'm eating healthier. I'm still going bed at consistent time, and my watch tells me I sleep fine, so it's all mental. Like I wake up feeling like not inspired, but like I wake up groggy and I wake up like unmotivated. But like everything else is telling me that I'm doing good. My watch is telling me I'm doing good. My parents are telling me like I'm looking better and everything. It's just all mental. And I feel like now that I kind of know it's mental, it's so much easier to actually get over it. Like it's so much easier to be like, okay, this is just something I have to deal with in the mornings now where I feel like shit. Once I get up, I have my protein shake, I do my morning stretches, and I get on with the day. I just naturally start to feel better rather than like wallow or lay in bed. And I can't even like lay in bed anymore. I'll be real with you. Like I have like grapes before bed, and I didn't know the type of bowel movement that they be doing. They be supercharging your bowels in the morning. You gotta go to the toilet. Let me just tell you, you gotta go to the toilet. If you eat like a lot of grapes before bed, just be ready. Just be ready. I also quit coffee as well. I used to drink 2 cups of coffee every morning, and then I was like, nah. I was getting like the shakes, and like it was just not helping with my anxiety and whatnot. So I quit coffee, replaced it with protein shakes in the morning. Bellissimo. Um, I've had coffee twice in the last 3 weeks. Both times, I got like cold shakes, and I felt like my anxiety going up again. I was like, okay, there's no need to just have it every now and then. Just stop it. It's just not worth it. Like I had tea this morning instead. Perfectly fine. Tasted great. I don't really have tea that often, and when I do, it's always great. So instead of having like coffee like once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'll just have tea once a week or once every 2 weeks, and boom, problem solved. Only because on the weekend, it's a bit irresponsible, getting the blender out, making a protein shake in the morning. It's like, And then your parents are like, "What the hell, man? I'm trying to sleep." It's like, yeah, my bad. I'll just make a tea. You know, British tea. Long live the king. Fuck that guy. But yeah, so generally this has been the best and the worst year of my life. I started off the year unemployed, ending the year unemployed. I started off the year single, ending the year single. But the things I've learned along the way have forever changed me for better and for worse. The goals I have for next year now is, some of them I'll tell you, some of them I'll keep a secret. But the main ones that I want to do for next year is, I've been putting off getting a tattoo on my wrist to elbow of the Far Cry 3 tattoo, because I was like, oh, I need to put on muscle, or I'll just do it later, or oh, it's a bit expensive, blah blah blah, or I don't actually know who to go to. But like, I'm just so sick of waiting for the perfect opportunity. So next year I'm gonna get my tattoo booked in. I'm gonna get the Far Cry 3 tattoo, which is such a sick tattoo. One of my friends, he says like he doesn't get tattoos for meaning, he just gets them because they look cool. And I completely respect that. For me personally, if I do get like more tattoos, it probably would have meaning to me. I'm looking at like, I'm not looking, but I'm thinking about getting a One Piece tattoo, because God, One Piece has been part of my life now for nearly 4 years, and I do love One Piece. It's so boring, like genuinely, it's so boring. I can say that One Piece is so boring, but like I do have fun like watching and reading it. Like it does have its moments. So I do want to get One Piece tattoo, I think. But Far Cry 3 tattoo is definitely something on my list. And after like two years of back and forth decisions and contemplating, I'm probably going to get a project car. Either a non-runner or a runner. Obviously, I know one's going to be more expensive, and probably one's going to be more expensive to fix. But I want to treat myself to like a huge endeavor. Something to learn about. So to get into like more of the community, and something to actually challenge myself with. So those are the two big things for next year. And there's a couple of other small things, like I want to do stuff that I've been wanting to do for years, like airsoft, paintballing. I want to do more escape rooms. I want to just do more stuff. For the longest time, I've always been YouTube, stream, edit. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to eat healthy. I don't have time to get a healthy sleep. I just need to do YouTube. It's got me nowhere in the last 3 years, because I didn't have the proper resources and energy to tackle it with a sound mind. I didn't have the proper food to lock in. I didn't have the proper exercise, neck, lower back, hips, legs, all like cramping up from just sitting up this damn chair too long. Grandma was always right, man. That screen gonna give me square eyes. I got square eyes right here, boy. So it's been such a nice change of pace, actually, getting out and moving around. And I look forward to doing so much more next year, with hopefully a project car, more activities with friends. I want to just include more of my friends and stuff. I want to plan events. I want to do more solo activities, and I want to do group activities. And next year, I've told everyone, including my parents, that next year it's just going to be a me year. For the longest time, I've saved up money and savings. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. And I've only ever spent money on other people. And I've spent money on myself, don't get me wrong, but I said to my dad, I said, look, I'm 21. I turned 22 in February. I'm going to have a year of just being irresponsible with my money, and then I'll save again. I'm still going to save my money, but I'm just going to have a year of being irresponsible, because I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that, and I still have money saved. So project car, tattoo, extracurriculum activities such as paintballing or escape rooms. I'm looking forward to it. For the first time in God knows how long, I'm going to put myself first in front of everyone. I'm going to do stuff that I want to do. I'm going to not chicken out. And I'm going to hopefully get, even more fit physically, mentally, and hopefully emotionally. I know it's a long journey, and I know it's a tough journey, but if anything's reassured me, it's that, once again, from the most depressed I've ever been, I've been able to recover. And in some of the worst days and weeks of my entire life, my friends are there to watch me and to pick up the slack when I need it. And I can't tell you how great it feels to be able to have people there for you when you didn't know you need them the most. And I am never going to take that for granted. And, you know, I don't even know how to repay them. But we're not even that good of friends, man. They bully me and shit. They call me mean stuff. But no, they're some of the greatest people I know and will ever know. And some of my friends, I'm almost hitting the 10-year anniversary friendship. One of them already have. One of them is getting like year and a half left. 10-year friend anniversary. Like, shit, man. I know CS:GO players with a 10-year badge. I'm gonna get me a badge that says 10-year friendship, 10-year cuck. It's kind of funny, actually. But yeah, I don't want this video to go on any longer. It wasn't supposed to go on this longer, and I love I still get voice cracks. I love that feeling. But yeah, I am doing so much better than I was at the start of November. I'm fortunate for my friends, my family, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud that I'm still here, I'm still going, and I'm trying to be better. I'm looking forward to next year in the plans that I have and everything. Obviously, work-wise, I'm going to do my best to sort that out as quick as possible. And yeah, in terms of normal YouTube videos, I'm not quitting YouTube. I can never quit YouTube. I generally do have a lot of fun on this gosh darn Red app. But I think, like, I'm generally only going to make content that I want to make, not what I feel like I need to make. You know, Silksong came out, got to record Silksong. I would have had 10 times more enjoyment playing that game if I just played it by myself instead of recording it. I had so much fun recording it, don't get me wrong, but you take that experience away when you want to play a game and then you spend so much time editing it and looking up stuff when you eventually get like locked and you want to do everything for YouTube and whatnot. And what started off as a great experience got ruined by the end. And it's happened so many times before. It happened with Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok when I recorded on the PS5. So from now on, I'm generally just going to record stuff that I want to record and that I generally am interested in. So I might only record 3-4 videos a year. But if I genuinely enjoy those videos, I'm going to record them. So yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone, even though Christmas isn't for another 11 days, technically 10. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what type of videos I make next year and what type of progress I've made next year. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? Last year to now, couldn't predicted 80% of this. So hopefully that's the case again. I don't like surprises, but I'm willing to be surprised for next year. So yeah, that's this extra long video that I only thought was gonna be like 10 minutes. Oops. So yeah, yeah. Take care, everyone. I'll see y'all around. Peace.